According to the FBI, the total rate of homicide in the United States has fallen since 1980, even though in the United States more guns means more homicide. Based on a survey, 70 to 80 million people in the United States own a gun. Each of these people are most likely believers in the Second Amendment.
When you get to the Second Amendment, what I say instead of just reciting I support the Second Amendment is I say, as the Solicitor General of Texas, I led a coalition of 31 states in front of the U.S. Supreme Court defending the individual right to keep and bear arms, and we won 5-4.
What do you feel about the Second Amendment?
I believe in the Second Amendment. I believe that an individual has the fundamental right to bear arms.
In 2013, when President Obama and Harry Reid came after our right to keep and bear arms, I led the fight on the Second Amendment to stop their unconstitutional gun control, and we defeated every proposal on the floor of the Senate.
Roughly 300 million firearms are owned by citizens in the United States. 100 out of 300 million guns are handguns. 20% of the guns are owned by gun shop owners who own 65% of guns. In 1980, Georgia passed a law that required each household to own at least one gun. Based on a survey, 47 to 53 million households at least have one gun in them.
If someone is on your property, do you think you have the right to shoot them?
On my property, no. But if they break into my residence or my home and feel threatened, I believe I do have the right to shoot them inside of my house.
Over the course of December 10th, 2015 and December 13th, 2015, a poll was taken to see people's views on gun control. 45% of people thought that gun control was good. 53% of people thought that gun control was bad. 3% of the people were unsure about gun control. The United States has the highest gun ownership rate in the world. Majority of the guns are held by citizens in the South, but the United States does not have the highest homicide rate in the world. The UK has the highest homicide rate in the world.
How do you feel about mass shootings with relation to gun control?
I think that mass shootings are gonna happen with or without gun control, but because evil people or sick people are still going to find ways to go out and obtain the weapons and try to put fear into people. But maybe if we had trained individuals in public soft places, to say, maybe we could decrease the amount of people that are injured or killed. But I still think that with or without strict gun control, these people who want to hurt Americans, or they're still going to find a way to obtain the weapons to hurt us.
Not only does the United States South own the most guns, but they are also the most violent region of the United States. 10.3 out of every 100,000 people in the United States were victims of gun-related deaths. In 2011, 33,000 people in the U.S. were victims of gun-related deaths. On average, 268 people were shot each day. 29% of Republicans agree that more strict gun laws would lower crime.
So, for example, on the Second Amendment, there is a right answer in a Republican primary in the Second Amendment in Texas or in Iowa, which is I support the Second Amendment.
33% of white people own a firearm, and 18% of non-white people own a firearm. 91% of all citizens in the United States support background checks, and 91% of all gun-owning households support background checks.
How do you feel about background check?
Well, I think background checks are good. Maybe they can get some of the people with mental illness or criminal records, felons, that should be denied guns, but there's always people that are going to find a way around that to obtain guns. But if they could somehow get doctors or our law offices to do better checks on criminals or mental illness patients, I think that would be a good thing.
51 gun shows banned people from bringing their own firearm to promote a safe environment. In 2013, Obama came up with a plan to prevent gun violence in the United States. This plan included improving background checks, banning assault weapons and large capacity magazines of ammunition, and other things. Gun control will most likely remain the same in the future as it is today. Many people are fighting to make sure guns are not banned, which will make sure that it remains the same.